Hey everybody! Welcome to this exploration of a complex and often troubling aspect of our digital lives. We live online now. Our lives are increasingly intertwined with the digital world. It's where we connect, share, learn, and even form our identities. Sometimes more than in real life. The lines between the physical and virtual are blurring, and this has profound implications for how we interact with each other and how we perceive justice. And with that, as our lives have moved online, so has our sense of right and wrong. Cancel culture has exploded. It's become a dominant force, shaping online discourse and influencing real-world consequences. You know the drill, the familiar pattern that plays out time and time again. Someone messes up, says something wrong, or does something offensive, and suddenly, with the speed of a viral post, the internet decides they're done. The digital mob descends, fueled by outrage and a desire for retribution. Canceled. Their reputation tarnished, their career potentially ruined, their life irrevocably changed. But what's the real goal? Beyond the immediate satisfaction of seeing someone pay for their mistake, what are we actually trying to achieve? Are we making things better? Are we fostering a more just and equitable society through these actions? Or just punishing people? Is our focus on retribution overshadowing the potential for growth and understanding? Justice, in theory, is supposed to be fair and thoughtful. A process designed to weigh evidence, consider context, and arrive at a balanced outcome. Like a courtroom, where due process and careful deliberation are paramount, not a digital dogpile, where nuance is lost and the loudest voices dominate. Online, it's instant. Judgments are swift and consequences can be devastating. 1 minute you're fine, enjoying the connections and validation of the online world. The next, you're the target, subjected to intense scrutiny and public condemnation. Pew Research found in a comprehensive study on online behavior, nearly half of people see cancel culture as punishment, a form of public shaming and social exclusion, not accountability. They don't see it as a means of fostering growth or positive change. That's a big difference. A crucial distinction that we need to consider. Accountability should help people learn and grow, to understand the impact of their actions and make amends, not just exile them forever. It shouldn't be about permanently banishing individuals from the online community. We all want people to be responsible for their actions, to take ownership of their mistakes, especially if they hurt others. We want to see genuine remorse and a commitment to doing better. But does a massive online pile-on actually help? Does it truly encourage accountability and positive change? Or does it just create fear, a climate of anxiety and intimidation? Fear of speaking up, of expressing unpopular opinions or challenging the status quo. Fear of being next. The chilling effect of cancel culture can stifle open dialogue and critical thinking. It's a tricky balance. Navigating the complexities of online justice requires careful consideration and a willingness to challenge our own assumptions. Sometimes it feels like, in the heat of the moment, we're more interested in shaming, in publicly humiliating those who have erred, than genuinely trying to understand the context, the motivations, and the potential for growth. Is this quick-draw online justice, this rush to judgment and condemnation, really about making the world better, about creating a more compassionate and understanding society, or is it just public shaming? A modern-day form of the stocks, amplified by the reach and speed of the internet? Kindness and understanding matter. They are essential ingredients for building a more just and equitable world. But they often get lost in the rush to cancel. They are often the first casualties in the online outrage cycle. We're all human, imperfect, fallible, and capable of making mistakes. We all make mistakes. It's part of the human experience. The real question, the fundamental challenge we face, how do we deal with those mistakes? How do we respond to wrongdoing in a way that helps, in a way that fosters growth, understanding, and reconciliation, not just hurts? Not just inflicts further pain and division? Are we building a better world, a more compassionate and understanding online environment, or just a more fearful one? A place where people are afraid to speak their minds, afraid to take risks, afraid to be human. Maybe it's time to rethink what justice online should look like, to move beyond the simplistic binary of cancel or forgive and embrace a more nuanced and compassionate approach. Are we helping people learn from their mistakes and grow as individuals? Or just punishing? Are we simply seeking retribution and inflicting pain? Let's not lose sight of empathy in our pursuit of justice. Let's remember that behind every online profile is a human being, with their own story, their own struggles, and their own capacity for growth. That's the challenge we face online. To create a digital world that is both just and compassionate, where accountability is balanced with understanding, and where we strive to build each other up rather than tear each other down. Scrolling social media can feel like walking into a room full of outrage. Some people seem to make being angry online their main job. But is this passion for change, or just a performance? Studies show many see online outrage as more about being seen than making a difference. Real activism is hard work. Organizing, educating, building bridges. Online, it's often just a quick burst of anger, then on to the next thing. Does that create real change or just more noise? Are we raising awareness or just seeking applause? The intention matters more than the volume. Holding people accountable for their actions sounds fair, doesn't it? The idea of consequences for harmful words or deeds resonates with our sense of justice. We believe that individuals should be responsible for the impact they have on others. But the concept of accountability takes on a different dimension when you truly see the consequences unfold in the digital age. In the realm of cancel culture, it's not just about offering apologies, however sincere they may be. People lose jobs, sometimes swiftly and unexpectedly. Careers, built over years of dedication, are suddenly jeopardized. Reputations, carefully cultivated over a lifetime, can be tarnished, sometimes overnight, with the speed of a viral trend. Organizations like FIRE, the Foundation for Individual Rights and Expression, meticulously track hundreds of cases across the country. They document instances where a single comment, a fleeting thought expressed online, even from years ago, resurfaces to haunt the present. And in some cases, it leads to professional ruin, a complete derailment of one's career trajectory. Is that truly accountability? A measured response to wrongdoing? Or is it simply destruction, a disproportionate punishment that far outweighs the offense? Imagine your life's work, the culmination of countless hours of effort and dedication. Imagine it all erased by one mistake, a single moment of poor judgment. Maybe even a statement taken out of context, twisted to fit a narrative that doesn't reflect your true intentions. The court of public opinion moves with incredible speed, fueled by the instantaneous nature of social media. Judgments are often fueled by emotion, knee-jerk reactions rather than careful consideration of facts. There's no judge to preside over the proceedings, no jury to weigh the evidence. There are no rules of evidence, no established procedures to ensure fairness. Just a digital mob, a collective of voices amplified by the echo chambers of the internet. The punishment in this environment can be a professional death sentence, a permanent mark on your record. And often there's no chance for redemption, no path back to respectability. Is that justice, a fair and equitable outcome? Or is it just fear, a climate of anxiety that stifles open dialogue and honest expression? In another time, a mistake, an insensitive comment, might have led to a conversation, a chance to learn and grow. Now it's often total exile, a complete severing of ties from the community. That's a heavy price to pay, a disproportionate consequence for a single misstep in an increasingly unforgiving world. Behind every canceled headline, every viral storm, every trending topic that dominates our feeds is a real person, a human being with emotions, vulnerabilities, and a life that extends far beyond the digital realm. These are families, friends, lives upended in an instant, often with little to no recourse. We see the outrage, the collective anger amplified by algorithms, but rarely the aftermath, the quiet devastation that lingers long after the hashtags fade. Lost jobs, careers shattered, futures irrevocably altered. Lost friends, relationships strained beyond repair, social circles shrinking into nothingness. Threats, harassment, a constant barrage of negativity that seeps into every corner of their existence. Mental health struggles, anxiety, depression, the weight of the world crushing down on their shoulders. The internet's judgment is a heavy burden, an invisible weight that can suffocate even the strongest spirits, often for mistakes without malicious intent, for misspoken words or actions taken out of context. Nuance disappears. The complexities of human behavior are flattened. It's all black and white, good or bad, with no room for shades of gray. One bad joke, a poorly worded tweet, or outdated opinion, something that might have been acceptable in a different era, and suddenly you're labeled for life, branded with a scarlet letter that's impossible to remove. That label sticks, clinging to your reputation like a persistent stain, making it hard to rebuild your life, to regain trust, to move forward. Is this helping anyone? Truly making the world a better place? Or just creating more broken people? more victims of a system that prioritizes punishment over understanding. True justice should offer a path, a way forward, to learn from mistakes, to understand the impact of our actions, grow as individuals, and ultimately rejoin society as more compassionate and understanding members. Cancel culture rarely allows for that. It offers no room for redemption. It's social exile, a banishment from the digital village, no return, no second chance. If one mistake means total ruin, if a single misstep can erase years of good deeds, we're building a culture of fear, where everyone is afraid to speak their mind, to take risks, to be themselves. Not growth, not progress, but stagnation and silence. We forget the people on the other end are human, individuals with their own stories, struggles, and imperfections. Flawed, yes, but human, deserving of understanding and compassion. Are we making society better, more inclusive, more forgiving? Or just more divided, more polarized, more quick to condemn? The goal should be rehabilitation, restoration, a chance to learn and grow, not permanent punishment, not a life sentence for a single mistake. We need to remember empathy, to put ourselves in others' shoes, even when we're angry, even when we feel justified in our outrage. Everyone deserves a chance to make amends, to apologize, to learn, and to do better. Let's not lose our humanity in the digital age. Let's not sacrifice compassion at the altar of outrage, in the rush to judge, to condemn, to cancel. Justice should heal. It should offer a path to redemption and growth, not just hurt, not just destroy, but build a better, more understanding world. Online outrage shifts fast. One week it's one issue, the next, something else. It's like the outrage Olympics with new targets every week. Is the anger always genuine or just trendy? Polls show public attention moves quickly, often forgetting last week's scandal. The intensity and selectivity of outrage can feel random or driven by what's popular. Sometimes it's about who's an easy target, not the actual offense. If you don't join in, you risk becoming a target yourself. Real justice is consistent. Online outrage is often anything but. That's a shaky foundation for deciding someone's fate. Outrage online is wildly inconsistent. One person gets destroyed for a comment, another gets a pass for something similar. Different rule books for different people. It's not fair. If principles matter, they should apply to everyone equally. But often, outrage is strategic depending on status or popularity. It feels less like justice, more like a power play. The real issues get lost in the shuffle. It becomes about winning, not healing. Canceling mostly happens in social media echo chambers. We follow people who think like us, and soon it feels like everyone agrees. Studies show these spaces reinforce our beliefs and make us less tolerant of other views. Outrage snowballs quickly. One person gets angry, then another, and soon it's a mob. There's little room for context or second thoughts. It feels righteous, but what if the facts are incomplete? The goal becomes group cohesion, not truth. Echo chambers are comfortable, but not great for clear thinking. We need to ask more questions, not just join the chorus. When we see a canceling, what's the real goal? Systemic change or just feeling good? There's a rush in joining the crowd. It feels powerful, righteous, communal. But does that feeling lead to real change or just fade away? Outrage is like fireworks. Loud, bright, but gone quickly. The hard work of fixing real problems is less glamorous. If canceling is more about self-gratification than reform, we need to question our motives. Real engagement means helping, not just shouting. Pointing and shaming from a distance rarely helps anyone. It's often performative, not transformative. Virtue is quiet, difficult work, not just a public show. That's the difference we need to remember. We've covered a lot. The speed of judgment, real-life consequences, selective outrage, echo chambers, and the focus on feelings over change. So, is cancel culture really justice or just punishment dressed up as virtue? Real justice is thoughtful, fair, considers context, and allows for redemption. Cancel culture is often impulsive, unfair, and unforgiving. If we want a better world, we need to ask if these methods are helping. Does shaming solve problems or just create more fear and division? Are we encouraging growth or just silence? Cancel culture looks more like a performance than real justice, but we can choose differently. Dialogue over dogpiling, understanding over condemnation, kindness, even when it's hard, that's where real change begins. Thanks for listening. Be kind to one another.